One core recipe that every home cook should know is how to roast a whole chicken. Today, we're going to take this chicken, we're going to roast it up using a sheet pan with a rack on it. That's going to allow for maximum air circulation around the chicken. We're ultimately going to use this chicken for some chicken and dumplings. But it's great for a basic roasted chicken dinner or any other recipe you have that calls for cooked chicken. So join me. Let's make a whole roasted chicken. Okay, the first thing we want to do is to prepare a couple butters that we're going to be using on the chicken. One is going to go under the skin on the breast. The other is going to go on top of the chicken. So what I have here is a couple tablespoons of softened butter. Just want to squish that a little bit. I'm going to put some fresh chopped thyme in here. I just want to make a little bit of an herb butter. We're just going to squish that around a little bit. Give us a little flavor. And since we'll be lifting the skin slightly and putting this under there, it's easy to get it in there when you're spreading butter in there. So butter's great, but also you can use it as a little vehicle for herbs. So you can put any kind of chopped herbs you want in here. I'm just going to put some basic thyme in there. So we have a little bit of herb thyme butter. The other butter I want to do is going to coat the outside. And a lot of times I've just taken the softened butter and rubbed the outside. But some of that butter can burn a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to take this is like another 2 tablespoons of softened butter. And I want to drizzle a little bit of olive oil in there. What that's going to do, it's going to thin the butter out a little bit. And it'll raise the smoke point a little bit on that butter. So it doesn't burn as easy. So we're just going to go ahead and just massage that in. So there's sort of a debate where some people butter and some people oil. So I do both. I do a little compound butter with olive oil. So let me get the chicken over here. Okay, so here's our chicken. So you want about a 4 to 5 pound chicken. You don't want to go that much over 5 pound because then it just really gets into being a stewing chicken. And 4 to 5 pounds is a good size roasting chicken. So this chicken, we brined it. And a lot of people are going to ask, what's brining, right? Yeah, so we usually brine about 4 hours for a whole chicken. That way it seasons the meat. It tends to be juicier. There's a lot of stuff out there about to brine, not to brine. I love to brine a roasted chicken, so that's what I did.
Amy's got a recipe for it on her website. But I just basically use a gallon Ziploc bag, a quart of cold water, maybe use a cup of hot water, use a half a cup of kosher salt or quarter cup of, regular, what do you call it, salt?
Table salt?
Table salt, yeah, whatever, the small grain stuff. You don't want to use a half a cup of that. Arbitrarily use equal amounts of sugar as well. Sugar offsets the salty taste, and yet you still get all the benefits of the salt. Yeah. And then what I normally do is after I stir and get that all kind of going, I'll mix in maybe 3 cups of ice to bring that temperature down in a hurry. You get that into a Ziploc bag, shake it really violent. Now you can put your birdie in there, and you can throw it into the refrigerator for, in this case, 4 hours. If you're doing smaller, like say breasts or something, maybe 2 hours. It just depends, or even pork chops. But that's why we do it for a whole bird, because the breasts, might be dry if you overcook them.
Yeah. So now we have our brine bird. So there's some things I do to prep this bird to get it ready for roasting. So we have our compound butters here, and I'm going to do this first before we do, we truss it, because it makes it a little different to do it after you truss it. So I'm just going to take the top of the bird here, and I'm going to just stick my fingers under the skin. There's a little membrane under here. You got to pop to get your finger under there, just to make a little space in there to get this compound butter in there. So I pop that little membrane. Now I'm able to get my finger back in there. Just going to take our butter here and butter the chicken breast with that. You don't necessarily have to do this step. I just like to do this because it's tasty. So I try to get that butter in there as even as I can because I just don't want an uneven color on the chicken. It helps to keep the skin from getting like too uneven. Don't tear the skin now. Yeah, make sure you keep the skin intact. And I've already brined this, so I don't really want to salt it because then it's just going to be overly salty. And I have my lovely assistant here. I'm just going to put some fresh cracked black pepper inside the cavity. And I got new gloves on. So I have a lemon that I've cut in half. We're going to go ahead and put that in here. That's going to give us some nice flavor. I have a head of garlic that I just cut in half to expose the garlic. I'm just going to put the rest of this in there. Smells good. We got some fresh thyme. We're going to stick that in here. You can put in rosemary. You can put in all that. Whatever kind of flavors you like. So I'm using lemon, thyme, and garlic. Stick that all the way in there. The aroma will come up and flavor our bird. I have our other butter here that I mixed with olive oil. And I'm just gonna rub the chicken down. Rub the chicken down. Ooh, yeah. Do you like that chicken? I think it likes it. Gotta love that for the chicken. I'm gonna put a little bit on the back. How about that, Jack? It's on the back. Woo! Okay, so our next task is to truss this bird. And I know a lot of people are scared about this part, but it's really easy. I will show you how I do it. Okay, so we're going to truss the bird. And one of the reasons you do that is you don't want the legs and the wings flopping all over the place because they'll just get burned. They won't cook evenly. So you want to bring all that into the chicken to make a nice little bundle, right? So we're going to take our little wings here, and we're going to tuck them up behind the chicken, sort of like he's going back like this, right? That'll keep those wings down in there. So we have our twine here, and I'm going to go ahead and flip the chicken over. And we're going to take our twine and we're going to put it around the chicken's neck, going backwards. And we're going to bring it up, and it's going to be up here in front of the legs. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. And so here is our twine. So it's around the neck and back over here above the legs. So all we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 pieces of twine. We're going to bring them here in the legs, around here, and we're going to swoop the legs over and bring them together. And we're just going to twist that and cross around again. And we're going to bring that up and we're going to tie it into a bow. Easy as pie. Easy as chicken pie. Sweet. And I just want to have the breast sitting up here, so I just pull it up there and make sure our legs are like that. And we have a perfectly trussed bird. Woo! If someone says that there's no such thing as winter allergies, I got news for them. There is, right? So our chicken is ready to go. We're going to put it into a 375-degree oven. How long will it take? That will depend on a lot of things. Number one, if you brined it, it will cook faster than if you didn't brine it. Number two, every single chicken is different and it has a different weight. So that will affect how much time it's going to be in there. 3, we're running ours on convection, so ours will cook a little bit faster. And it's just your oven, it's the individual piece of meat. So when your family asks, when is dinner done? Dinner is done when the chicken reaches at least 165 degrees in the thickest part of the thigh. That's when dinner's done. So it'll take about an hour, hour and 15. I've had it taken an hour 20. I've had it taken 45 minutes. It always depends on the size of your chicken and all that other stuff. So you can also season the outside as you would like. Only cautionary note is if you put stuff that has sugar in it, it could possibly burn. It can make your browning uneven. The only reason I'm not going to season the outside is I'm going to be using it in some chicken and dumplings. So I'm not going to be like eating the skin or anything like that, but season it however you like. We're putting it in just like this. So as soon as this chicken is 165 degrees, we'll be back. So we just took the chicken out. It looks and smells fantastic. I've got a little bit of foil here. We're just going to tent it real quick, maybe 10-15 minutes. That'll allow it to rest. You don't want to completely tent it because you don't want it to steam. So just lightly put some foil on there. In about 10-15 minutes, we'll be back to carve this baby. Okay, our chicken is ready to be carved. Hot. It smells fantastic and looks fantastic. So we're going to get our trussing string off of here. You ready for some chicken, bud?
Maybe.
We're actually going to make some chicken and dumplings out of this chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken and dumplings, got a jumpling from the chicken. Okay, so here's our chicken, right? The way I carve a chicken is I want to take these breasts off in their whole and then cut the breast. So I'm just going to take, here's our leg, right? Pull it off. Looks good. And within here, there's a joint. You just cut that between the joint and you got a leg. This side, we're going to do the same thing. Just come on over here. There's a little bone right here. All you got to do, see that? Right in between there. Take that off. And you got another leg. I'm going to take this wing off. Got this wing. There's another joint in here. I'm going to take the breast off first. Little chicken wing. So to get the breasts off, we want to, I'm just going to cut this way across here, straight across. And this is the breastbone. I'm going to cut right here. It's a hot. We're going to follow the breastbone down to our bottom cut. And the whole breast is just going to come off. Look at that. And we have a whole chicken breast here. So when people say, can you carve the family bird? You can do that now, right? So we're going to be using this for chicken and dumps. Chicken and dumps. So ordinarily I would cut the breast up just like this and leave it in pieces. But because I want this in chunks, wow, look at that. Look at that beautiful meat. Look at how juicy it is. Yum. You going to taste it?
Yeah, I got to inspect this meat to make sure it's a certified chicken here. It passed inspection. Thank you.
I'm going to chunk this meat up because I want chunks in for my chicken and dump. Chicken and dumpling. And I'm not going to be using the skin. So for chicken and dumpling, you can chunk it, you can pull it, you can do whatever you want with it. Yum. I would say this is a winner. Winner, chicken, dinner. Winner, winner, chicken, dinner. Winner, winner, chicken, dinner, dinner. Winner, winner, chicken, chicken, dinner. Now I can take this thigh off. I can find the thigh thing. We got a thigh. Ooh, let me take the skin off. Chicken. Thigh. Chicken. Thigh. Just go in there with your knife, and especially we're doing this chicken and dumplings, so they don't have to be like perfect pieces. Winner, winner. Chicken what? Dinner. A winner, winner. What? Chicken dinner. Yeesh. Yeah. Got a little gristle in here. Take the skin off. Skin off. Go ahead and give us a little chunk. So cooks, anytime you want to roast a whole chicken, there's nothing to it. Just brine it up, butter it up like we did under the skin, and under and on the skin, and roast it. I think this took about an hour and a half. This is a pretty big chicken, so it'll take anywhere from an hour to hour and a half. Just start temping it in an hour and pull it at 165 or when the juices run clear. So cooks, I'm going to finish cutting up this chicken, and we are going to be making some chicken and dumplings. Stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please subscribe below. Leave me a comment and a like, and don't forget to hit that bell so you'll get notified of our uploads. Also, check me out on my website, amylearnstocook.com. This recipe will be out there. And you can catch me on social media in my Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/AmyLearnsToCook. You can also catch me on Pinterest and Twitter at Amy Learns to Cook. And on Instagram, I'm at Cookin' with Amy. So I'm going to clean this chicken up, and we're ready for some chicken and dumplings. Bye.